everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this video is going to be my 1 week Mounjaro update. So if you saw my last 2 videos, you'll know that I started taking Mounjaro for weight loss, and I wanted to tell you how I've done on my first week. So I am going to, first of all, I've got a list of things here to talk about, tell you how I've been feeling, how it has been working for me in terms of cravings and hunger feelings and stuff like that. So in my first few days, or actually in the first week, I just had a very odd here and there slight craving for something sweet, and typically I was just able to ignore it and it didn't kind of like niggle at me. And then when I really felt like giving into it, I would have 1 or 2 mini eggs and I'll be satisfied. There was no keep going back into the bag and then finding that the bag had been emptied. I just had it under control and it felt really good. And another thing that other people have mentioned is the way that they're able to go into a shop and not buy anything naughty, just buy the thing they wanted to buy. And that has definitely been the case with me. Usually when I go in shops, I drool over all the things I want. I don't necessarily always buy, and in fact I don't normally buy those things because I was following keto, sort of my own version of keto, which I called Cheeto because it wasn't brilliant, but I didn't really eat sweet things while I was on keto. But I always looked, I would always eye up the cakes. I can't walk past a cake shop without staring in the window at everything and fantasizing about what I would choose. So to be able to just walk in a shop, see things and they catch my attention, I think, oh, I know that I like those things, but I don't feel an inclination to buy them, which is great. I found that the effect of the jab was immediate. Well, at least within the first few hours, I would say. And by the next day, I was fully, like, I just wasn't hungry. I was going for walks and on an empty stomach and not feeling hungry at all, and having to force myself to take on protein to eat. Not force myself, but remind myself, and then not really be that bothered about eating, but just like eating because I have to. I did find one thing that happened was a coffee that I had early doors. So I think this is on day 2. Bloody aeroplanes. So on day 2, I had 1 coffee and it felt like I'd had 10. It was really bizarre, and I felt kind of jittery actually for a couple of days after I took the jab. Not exactly shaking, but just a bit jittery, like I have had too many coffees. And I did find that it affected my sleep a little bit, and my brain felt very active, and I just felt like my heartbeat was quite fast. I didn't check it, but it did really feel like for the first couple of days my heartbeat was faster, and I was just just generally quite jittery and a little bit lively. I felt good though, didn't have any really bad side effects. I did mention in the previous video that I had a really shocking nightmare, and since then I'm happy to say I haven't had any more nightmares, but I have had some really vivid and intense dreams, sort of unlike anything else. I had supernatural powers in one dream, and in the same dream there was sort of like a haunting situation. It wasn't quite a nightmare, like I was slightly scared maybe, but I would not call that a nightmare. And yeah, it's a really vivid feeling of out of body experience, where that I could feel intensely in every part of my body. I mean, it was kind of amazing. So yeah, just the one actual proper nightmare, and then some really strange, crazy dreams. I have been drinking a lot more water. I feel like I am more thirsty. My mouth feels dry, so I've been drinking loads and loads of water. Also because I know that it's good to do so, and that has in turn meant I've been weeing a lot, having to get out of bed to wee a couple of times a night. So that's slightly annoying, but that's life. It's not that big a deal. My exercise hasn't been brilliant. It's been kind of like how it usually is. I wanted to do better, But I've been doing walks, but some days not so much. So I've done, you know, one day I did 11,000 steps, which is great. Another day I did sort of over 7,000. But then there's been days where I've only done sort of 4,000, 5,000. So my exercise hasn't been brilliant. Have I done anything else? I was doing some, I try and walk up and down my stairs in the house a minimum of 20 times a day, and some days I've done it, some days I've done more, some days I've not done it at all. So, well, I go up and down for reasons I have to, but not extra. I've had 2 meals out this week. Myself and my boyfriend went to Eastbourne for an evening, and we went out and ended up having an Indian. I found that still delicious, but I didn't have the same level of passion for the food that I would normally. So, and I definitely ate a lot less than I normally would. We didn't order any bread, so I had some taka dal, some of a lamb ghost dish, which was really nice, a tiny bit of rice, like a spoonful of rice, and there was and an onion bhaji, and I felt really full, and it was nice, but it definitely doesn't have the same effect. Going out for a meal on this seems to not be quite as fun as it used to, but it was still really nice. And then I did go out for another meal last night. We went for I had steak. Actually, we both had steak, and I didn't have the chips. I had salad instead. So I did eat I ate all the salad and all the steak, so I was able to eat all of that, and I didn't feel like dessert, so that was good. My other half ordered a dessert, and I had a few small spoonfuls of his sundae, and that was it. And I just didn't feel that inclination to try and steal more of his or to order my own. Didn't even feel like ordering a coffee, and usually when I was on keto and trying to be good, I would order a coffee as sort of my dessert, because that gave me some level of satisfaction and also added to the like filling you up feeling. And I didn't even feel like ordering a coffee, so I felt completely satisfied from the steak and salad. I did feel that my hunger over the week, so the last day or two of the week, I felt a bit more hungry, but not in any way ravenous, and not in any way that I felt like I wanted to just grab something quickly. That wasn't ideal. I was still really focused on making sure I was eating protein as my priority. So there were no crisps, no biscuits, and the only chocolate. I probably had maybe across the week less than 10 mini eggs. So I mean, that's crazy for me to say. Mini eggs are so amazing, and usually if I open a bag, as I said before, I'm unlikely to not finish them. So the fact is I've got mini eggs in my bag over there right now still, and they don't really interest me. I'm just not thinking about them. One thing that I think might be a symptom, either if not of the actual medication, potentially of my change to my diet where I'm eating less. I think I'm getting less fibre and salads and things because I'm getting less of everything, but my diet was before quite a lot of meat, quite a lot of fat. There was cheese and cream, as well as sort of meats of varying fattiness, but I did like a pork belly, and then there was lots of salads to go with the meat. And I haven't had anywhere near as much meat, and I haven't had anywhere near as much salad. So my diet is potentially lacking in certain things, and hardly any cheese, much less yogurt. Just generally everything, of course, is massively reduced, but I wonder if that's why I've been getting some restless legs, which is really horrible if you've ever had that. It is so unpleasant, and I was on a night shift. I was just sort of sitting in my chair trying to relax a little bit because it wasn't too busy, and I thought I'd just kind of like relax a little bit, but my legs just wanted to keep moving, and I had to get up in the end and go stomping around the building trying to get the blood flow going. But yeah, suffered then, and then unfortunately last night I needed to get to bed early to wake up early for work, and I had restless legs, but it's like almost across my whole body, or at least my like lower body, really unpleasant feeling, and it went on for hours and I couldn't get to sleep. It took me so long to eventually get to sleep. So yeah, I looked it up and it looks like magnesium might help. So I did find a pot of magnesium tablets in the back of the cupboard. So I've had one of those today. There is magnesium in my electrolyte pills, but at a smaller amount. So yeah, there could also be iron, but I'm gonna see how the magnesium helps. But that's really been it. I haven't had any nausea, no constipation. There's been some mild pains in my stomach that tend to be over quite quickly, usually after eating or drinking, even water actually. But very, very brief, so nothing really to worry about. Definitely feeling very full after eating. I've just had a protein shake. I have had my jab this morning, by the way, so I've jabbed. I've had a protein shake for breakfast and I feel like pretty full, like pretty bloated. So that's all of that. That's how the week went. And my next thing is the actual weight loss. So I'm happy to say I've lost 4.4 pounds. So my starting weight was, I think it was 167 pounds. I changed scales, that's important to note. I changed scales, so my first weight I was 11 stone 10, and that was on my old scales. Then I got a new pair of Renfo smart scales, so they do your body fat and all of that stuff as well, and I was a little heavier on those, like a pound heavier. And then my weight today on those new scales was 4.4 pounds lighter, which has me at approximately 11.5 stone, give or take point a few of a pound. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. That is an amazing achievement for 1 week. And if I was to achieve that pre-medication, I mean, I don't think I've ever achieved that sort of weight loss in a week. Maybe like a first week on a Slimming World or a Weight Watchers diet, but then it's so hard to maintain and to take off more after that. So I'm ecstatic about that. And then I just want to let you know what my goals are for the week. So I think I need to do more steps. I need to increase my exercise. So I want to set a minimum of 7,000 steps per day, which it can be difficult on 12-hour shifts, but I can pop out for little breaks and do it in short bursts. And then I also want to make sure I get 80 grams of protein a day, because I haven't been hitting, I said I would do between 75 and 100 grams, and I'm sometimes falling short of that. So my goal is 80 grams of protein per day, and we'll see how I get on. I think I have covered everything. If you've got any questions for me, if I've missed anything, please do say so and I will answer in the comments. But that is it. To let me know if you are also on one of these GLP-1 medications and how you're getting on. I do think we can all encourage each other, motivate each other and keep each other going. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.